Hey guys, BB here, Olympic View Property Services. Today I am talking about preventative maintenance. So this is the checklist that we use during our turnovers to make sure we go ahead and prevent a lot of problems that we get right at the beginning. The first month or two of tenancies, we found that these are the most calls that we get. So we go ahead and just do them at turnover so we don't get those calls. We have happier tenants, we reduce our costs and reduce the amount of calls, and that's really our goal here. Okay, and I just have a little list here I'm going to run through, talk about some of these things that you may include on your own preventive maintenance, and I'll put this up on the website. You guys can download it, edit it for your own purposes and all that good stuff. But here's just some highlights for you. Okay, so the caulking on all the windows, the sliders, the bathroom sink, the kitchen sink, the bathtub, the shower enclosure. Go ahead and scrape all that old caulking off of there. Even if it doesn't necessarily need it, just scrape it, clean it, dry it, and then re-caulk around those. What it's going to do is, one, it looks a lot better. It looks really clean, which is obviously going to attract a higher quality tenant, and it's going to hold up a lot longer. You're going to prevent leaks, and people just like it. It looks cleaner, and they just prefer it that way. So just go ahead and do it. It costs you about $4, so go ahead and handle that. Another one is snake the drains. This is a funny one. You can get these little plastic snakes. They're about this big. Maybe they're 99 cents for 2 of them. Take one of those, has a little ring on it. You stick those down the drain. It's going to pull out any old hair, so that if the drain, it might be draining fine today, but it could be building up, you don't know. And so what that's going to do is going to prevent clogged drains. It's going to prevent your tenants from using Drano, and it's going to prevent that call that comes that says my drain is clogged. That's a great one to do, and it takes about 4 seconds. Linoleum under the sinks. This is an interesting one. If you have old sinks, kitchen cabinet under the sink, vanity, go ahead and just cut out a piece of linoleum, staple it, nail it down, and then if there is a leak under the sink, instead of letting that water erode the wood under there, it's going to prevent it from going through, and so you'll have time to go in there, fix a leak, wipe up the water, no big deal. You're protecting that $300 cabinet plus insulation. Smoke and CO2 detectors, that's the obvious one. Okay, go ahead and check the batteries, check the expiration dates on those smoke detectors. If they're old, get rid of them, replace them. That's pretty important. Servicing all the heaters, fans, dryer vent, oven vent, replace the filters if needed, clean them out. We also snake the dryer vent to get any of that old lint out of there, because you know what call you're gonna get? Oh, my dryer's not working, right? All that it is some built up lint in there, so go ahead and clean that out. Replace all the vents, make sure everything's working. We just vacuum out the old heaters, especially if it's in the spring or summer, because as soon as they turn on that heat come October, November, it's gonna smoke all over the place. They freak out and they call and they say my heater's on fire, and it's just burning out the dust. But go ahead, during the turnover, there's a lot of dust that's created, especially if you're putting in floors or whatever else, that if you just go ahead and do that ahead of time, you won't get the call. Light bulbs, this is a big one, especially appliance bulbs. Those are missed a lot in the kitchen, in the fridge, in the oven. Go ahead and replace those bulbs. Make sure that's all done. My favorite one is the closet shelves. This is one where the outgoing tenant, they don't want to get charged, so they just maybe they have a broken shelf in their closet, so they go ahead and jimmy rig it, and it looks like it's fine, and unless you actually tug on it a little bit, you don't know if it's working or not. Test all those shelves, make sure it holds up, because I've gotten calls where someone moves in and they put their coats or whatever on the shelves, and the whole thing just comes crashing down, rips a big hole in the wall, and it's not really their fault. Someone just glued the bracket on there or nailed it in to make it look right, but in fact it was not sturdy at all. So go ahead and actually physically check those, and then fix them if you need to. Another big one is the cabinet hinges, okay, in the kitchens, in the bathroom. Check those doors, just shake them a little bit. If they're loose, screw them in tighter, tighten them up, or replace those hinges completely, because the worst thing that happens is the old hinge rips out, the door falls. It could hurt your tenant, it could break the whole cabinet itself. You have to replace the whole thing, when all you really need to do in the first place was replace a $2 hinge. Again, we are preventing these problems from happening. We're reducing the amount of calls, and we're keeping our tenants happy, all in one swoop, just by following a simple little checklist. And most of the time, you don't even have to do a lot of these things. You're just checking to make sure that they're handled at a reasonable time, at a convenient time for you, and obviously a convenient time for your tenant, because they're not even living there yet. So again, I'll put this up on the website. I hope it's useful for you guys. You can edit it or delete it or not use it, it's up to you, but really, it really is very helpful, and I hope you like it. Thanks.